Today we're going to be trying a new format. It is inspired by other communities at YouTube, and I thought that the vegan community doesn't really seem to have this format, and I'm not 100% sure it will work, but I thought it was worth a shot and trying it out. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you've seen in the title, today we're going to be tackling anti-vegan horror stories. So when I say horror stories, that doesn't necessarily mean that has to be the most dramatic experience in your life, but just a story, an encounter with someone that when they discovered you were vegan or you don't eat meat or something kind of had an adverse reaction, one could say. And then we aim in this segment and series, hopefully, to address that and try to clarify the situation of why vegans have this position, or try to answer the questions or explain the situation that you faced at this point. Since this is a very new series, I'm gonna start with my own story, and hopefully we get to hear about your stories in the future. I will link it in the description box below. I will explain how you could do this. I also have a Reddit post if that's easier, but you can also send me an email, basically. That's how we're gonna do this. So I guess today will be a bit shorter than normal because, again, lack of submissions, new series. Not a lot of people interested, I guess, so far. Let's get started. Hopefully the person that I'm mentioning does not see this content, but there was someone that I know personally, and they had been vegetarian for quite some time, and they seem to be very open to the idea of veganism and agreeing with the morals of veganism. And so it came as a shock to me when this person went to my home country, which, well, to be fair, is famous for traditional cuisine not having a lot of, not even vegetarian, like far from vegan options, but not saying they're not available there, just traditionally speaking, our dishes contain animal products, and telling me that my country turned them into someone that eats meat again.
Wait, what?
I didn't know how to react to that, honestly, because I was very shocked. But I think the tipping point was with my follow-up question, because again, as I said, typically not a lot of vegan dishes traditionally, so I thought, oh, maybe they made an exception to eat a traditional dish from my country, and they wanted to try it out because, well, different culture or something. And they said that the dish that turned them not vegetarian anymore was pizza. To be specific, a pepperoni pizza. Now, I don't come from Italy, so it was even more of a shock to say something on the lines that my country and my traditional cuisine style turned this person back into eating meat, and then that dish was a pepperoni pizza. Yeah. So what I think happened here is more that this person faced so much, and this is me speculating, of course. It's not that I know this person in an intimate level that I can know exactly what's going on through their head, but I do believe that at least like it seemed to me when they communicated that they're now eating meat, even though not every day and all of that, this person felt a sense of inclusion and community that this person hadn't experienced before when they were only vegetarian. Even though I can empathize with that and understand the struggle, to me that doesn't justify slaughtering and continuously eating animals for that. Not saying it can't be a justifiable feeling. It's not that I sometimes also don't feel alone because none of my friends are vegan or my family, and it's hard to do that and you feel a bit isolated, but there's so many communities and people out there that would share those values that if I ever fell to the point that I really needed a community to continue and to revalidate my morals and making me feel included, I don't understand why wouldn't that be the first step into solving the problem. But yeah, that's on my side. Let's go now to our only submission on Reddit, and I guess I granted it might be my fault. I'm not very good at Reddit. So I might have not phrased the post in a Reddit format. So this person said, yeah, someone once tried to convince me that eating a cheese-only pizza would be a perfect vegan option because it didn't have meat. The level of confusion was unreal. Anyone else had a similar story that you questioning their understanding of veganism? And I completely emphasize with that. I even answered this person on Reddit. Sometimes when I say, oh, could I have a vegan pizza, or is there a possibility to make a vegan pizza? And the waiters may ask, well, is tuna okay? No, that's still an animal, so maybe not. But the confusion with cheese is actually very common because it's this association that because cheese theoretically wouldn't kill the animal, and it doesn't necessarily, there's not necessarily there's not a direct correlation with death, even though we know there is, but in the minds of the populace, that then you would be fine because no animal really died. So this happens a lot, and I think in these situations, the way I tackle it is normally clarifying, especially if I'm in a country where I've not been before, and I can't assume that everyone knows what vegan is or that they want to know. So I always try to clarify and learn those words. So meat, fish, milk, butter, eggs, cheese, at least cream, in every language, to try to clarify to the waiters, like, if you could accommodate for this, which means like not having all of this product, would be perfect, and I would appreciate that. That's one way to go around it. So yeah, I guess that's it. I actually got some other stories on Discord, but I'm not sure if I could disclaim those without having asked for consent beforehand. So because Reddit's a public platform, it's a bit different. So yeah, I will just stick with this for now, and hopefully I look forward for your stories, and could be short, could be long, as much detail as you want or as little detail as you want. I would love to make a series out of this, and I think it could really create a space for us to talk about this, sometimes laugh, sometimes empathize with the struggle of navigating this non-vegan world. And yeah, I'm looking forward. So as I said, instructions on the box down below. Also leave a comment about these two stories, what your opinion was, if you think it was the right approach, if you didn't think it was the right approach. So yeah, just let me know. And I'll see you next time. Bye!